Hey everyone, it's Susan Jones and welcome back to my Sunday Spotlight. Before I dive into this week's Spotlight video, I wanted to share that if you are watching this before December 12th of 2019, go back to my last video where I shared 5 of my favorite teacher gifts because I have a $50 Amazon giveaway for you over there. So make sure to head back to that video and watch to see how to enter. All right, on to this week's video. Today for the Sunday Spotlight, I wanted to share something to get your kids up and moving and grooving because it's the middle of December, and if your students are anything like mine always were, they're probably a little antsy, a little jittery, a little excited. Up here in Massachusetts, it's already started snowing, so you're probably full force in indoor recess. Or if you're anything like the schools up here in Massachusetts, the kids bring all their snow clothes, snow boots, snow pants, hats, etc., and they get all bundled up to go outside and play in the snow, which then is a whole nother level of crazy. But anyway, that's a lot of fun. I always think during this season that it's better to, what's the quote? Better to join them? What is that quote? Quote about joining. Better to join. If you can't beat them, join them. Wow, that took a long time. I always like that saying this time of year, if you can't beat them, join them. So in order to do that, we are going to get the kids up, we're gonna get them moving, and I'm gonna teach you how to play sight word freeze dance. Let's see how to play. Now, sight word freeze dance is not a completely original idea. It has been around for a long time, but I'm gonna share 2 different ways that I like to play this game in the classroom and give you a couple tips as well. The first tip is that no matter which version you decide to play, try to make sight word freeze dance only about 5 minutes long. Maybe 7 minutes if you're lucky, but when I taught first grade, if this went on longer than 5 minutes, it just got crazy. It's a great way, like I said, to get those wiggles out, get them dancing and having fun, but once it extends past that time of fun, then it's hard to reel them back in. So I usually set a timer for about 5 minutes and I will play until the timer goes off. Students are accustomed to this and they know it, so once that timer sits, they gather on the rug for a story or we move on to our next lesson, whatever the situation is. The most common way I see this played is usually with some sort of projector or a smart board, and the teacher will actually go ahead and write a bunch of sight words that they're practicing, maybe 10 or so on the board, but you can't see them yet. So they'll usually have a little screen, I'll insert one like here, a little dance party screen where they are playing music, and so the music will be playing, the kids will dance around, they'll move all around the room, and then when it freezes, they will go ahead and look at the screen and the teacher will have displayed a sight word and they kind of shout it out at that time before they can move again. And that will just continue for, like I said, about 5 minutes. That version is very easy to set up and it gets all students involved in kind of playing, but there's another version that I like a little bit better because it has a little more individual student involvement. And so for that one, what I actually do is I will choose about 4 to 5 sight words for the whole class to go ahead and review. And I will give each student an index card with a sight word on it. So let's say I pick these 5 sight words right here. I will go ahead and make, if my class has 20 students, I will make 20 index cards and 4 of each card. So I'll just separate it out. And then we'll review them first, of course. So I review them with my students so we know what each word says. And then each student will get 1 index card. So it'll be a mix, they'll get 1 of these. Once students have their index card, they go ahead and stand up and I play that music. They go ahead and dance around like they normally would. And when I say freeze, students have to look at their index card and I'm going to say 1 of those words aloud. So they have to be able to look at their card and see if they are somebody who has that card. And then they will raise it in the air and show me. So I can kind of quickly check. Then we'll dance again. Freeze. I'll say another word, they'll look at their card, see if it's used. Now throughout that time, when they are around other students, I also let them switch. So as they're dancing, I might say switch, switch, and I'll kind of call it out like that. And students will just switch cards with whoever is around them. There's really no rhyme or reason to it, it's just a fun little switching game, but now they have a different sight word to practice, or possibly a different one. Sometimes they continue to have the same one, that's fine. They switch those cards until I say stop, and then we freeze again and I say another sight word. So again, it's the same game, it's just a little variation, and I like this one because I can see the students actually looking at their cards, they're listening to the sight word and reading theirs to see if theirs matches. Either way you play, like I said, you should probably only play about 5 minutes, but this is just a fun activity to get your students up, get them moving around, and like I said, if you can't beat them, just join them this holiday season. So those are 2 ways that I play sight word freeze dance in the classroom. If you have another variation, please go ahead and leave it down below in the comments. I've been loving these videos and reading the comments for the different teachers to see their different variations and ideas that they have to use in their classroom. I find it really helpful when other teachers go ahead and chime in, because that way teachers watching this video can also see other teachers' ideas. It's like one big think tank. I love it. As always, if you like this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up so I know. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click that bell. That way you're notified of every new week's video. I'll see you next week. Bye. What they do during this time is when the music is playing, they'll have their index card, they go around, they dance like usual. You hear my shoulder crack?